live, and we're waiting to see if Jessica is going to be on live. This is the first time, so this is kind of a trial run. I'm just going to put it here and see if it frickin'... Ooh, look. Look. Waiting for guests. Ha-ha!
Oh my God.
Yes! Oh my God. I'm so excited. I'm just going to say hi, I love you before I even situate my freaking phone, dude. I'm stoked. You know, I was not going to give up, but I'm like going, okay, well, we did it before and it wasn't this complicated. I wonder how it's going to go.
No, we can't talk. Go back.
Oh my God. You are my lifesaver because I just can't even tell you how much. See, I can't even fucking set this shit up. Here,
no problem.
Put this up here. Can you wait 1 second? Because I am going to turn off my chimpanzee special.
Yeah. I'll sun through real quick, and I'm here.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yep. Can you hear me?
Beautiful. Yep. I can hear you, and I just, oh my gosh, I want to let you start. And I have the first question I have to ask is, you're a Capricorn beauty, but what makes you so strong to get someone who I thought I was like, you know, gonna be able to get out of the mire and go live and like just restart? Like, have you been out of the loop or have you not been out of the loop? And what made you kind of get that gear going?
I have been out of the loop. But I think just I've always been one of those people that's had to push through things. So I'm able to push through, you know, my own fears, even though it's really hard. I've always been that way, and it's hard. I just been breaking those boundaries, and you know, I'm blocking a lot of my chakras, which, you know, my own fears keeps me from doing things. And that's been a major goal of mine, because I'm a huge procrastinator, and it's not that I'm lazy. I just my own fears stop me. So that's just been like my major goal, is breaking that down. So it's hard for
and
me.
that's why me and you had those you know, video things before, kind of shit, like really got really heavy for a lot of us, everybody, you and I. And so I'm just so proud of us. Like, I've been doing that too, clearing chakras. I'm using, you know, sound and things like that. But I'm so proud that, like, we proved that this is life. You know, gurus, people who are self-improving, they don't just, it's not easy for them, even if they've done it before, to like get out of that place and talk about it. You know what I mean? So man, like, thank you so freaking much. I feel like the joy of just like seeing your face, and it's like, it's awesome.
Thank you. I'm so happy and see, and I'm glad we stayed in touch a little bit through text. But I know we've on here.
Thank you for staying in touch with me. I literally went off the map, and that's my shadow work, is that when I'm going through something, I have this weird shadow thing where I don't want to seem like a whiner, probably because from when I was little, I whined and was told, shut up. So like, I didn't want to announce and go, oh my God, girl, you don't even know I'm in the hospital. I did literally, I got texts from you more so than like my mom and my cousins, because I just basically MIA. I just do that, and that's not good. I ghost like everything. I don't just ghost one thing. I just go shit. And I literally was putting my phone away for weeks at a time. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I think it's so important, and it's a message right now for all you guys. Like, if people are reaching out to you, like, I just want to bless you, Jessica, because I'm the type of person too. I never like get offended if I'm like hitting someone up and maybe they're not saying anything, or they say something real brief, but a lot of people do. They take that like personally and stuff, and maybe sometimes it is, but sometimes I just want to speak for a weirdo that like does that ghosting, awkward MIA shit, like when shit's going down in my relationship, which it was and is a work in progress, real bad. And my health, I conceded, and I just wanted to thank you and a couple other people like Megan Leon. There's been a couple other people too. So thank you.
Has
anybody done that for you? Like, did anybody do that, like to reach out? Because maybe I feel shitty. I didn't even reach out when you were in a deadly hurricane. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe text.
Really, the only person that really reaches out to me is my mom, but I don't really have a lot of friends that do a lot of reaching out to me. But I do a lot of reflecting. Like I'll try to reach out to somebody, or I'll be talking to somebody, and then all disappear and just go back into my own life and what I'm focusing on. And it's like I do the same thing. It seems like I'm ghosting. I don't know what it is, but I consider I'm reflecting, and then it comes a time and then I just open back up again, and then I just kind of do this shell thing here.
Yeah.
You know,
I
not
think
that
I'm hearing from you gives validity with that. And I think maybe
yeah,
that's a personality type. And I think maybe that's what what sometimes we need, right?
yeah. Yeah, but so much has happened. Like I remember when we first talked, like it was the beginning of a new spiritual step for me. And I mean,
Yes.
just that first year after we talked was a really tough year. And it's been tough since. But really so many things has happened, and it's like I've
What
really
would you
gotten to,
name your top three were your top three that was very stressful or cumbersome? Like is it like I mean type of things like physical health, emotional, like what things did you face? I'm assuming the hurricane too, but what
yeah,
were your top three?
the hurricane was one of them. I'll explain that. My weight was a problem. My health, wasn't doing very good. I was having liver problems. I was having heart problems. I was on medication. I got off all that. I lost a bunch of weight. The hurricane, like it blew my roof off of my house. It blew windows in. All my trees were destroyed around I mean,
Oh,
everything in my house I pretty much had to throw away. We were all safe, though, thank
oh,
God. I came
like
home to
how
my
does that work? Like right then your roof is gone. Babe, where did you
yeah.
go?
Well, we ended up staying here. We stayed here without power, and my maintenance guy came over and hooked up water above ground because it ripped the well parts out of the ground. So he hooked it up, made it safe for us to stay here, but we were without power. We had to use our grill and had no power. We used our food out of the freezer over the first couple days, and then we were shopping like at the like not the grocery store, but the because there was no power. We
Like
just used
anywhere.
the gas station down the road. We were eating jerky and chips. And then help came in, and then we got these meals brought in to where you like open a bag and you put the stuff in the bag and it heats it up. It was really crazy. But
Like
so it was,
ration, right? That's like what they give the army. Oh my god, dude.
so it was
Oh my
really
god.
so hard and stressful. I was just glad we were safe, but it was really traumatic because I never been through anything like that. And even though we went like miles away from where it directly hit, which was right here. The trees were blowing over. We had to stay in a school for overnight while the hurricane hit, and trees were blowing over. There was like 100-mile-an-hour winds, and it was like they upgraded it to a Cat 5, and it hit right here where I live. And it was really crazy. It was really stressful. So,
Um,
but
I
we
have so much to ask you about
yeah,
that, but I also have so much to tell you. Just that I want to hear your story about what you just said is my journey that I'm just beginning now. When you said your health, your liver, your heart, your weight gain, and all these pills. Like I went from yoga, working out. I'm 100 pounds since we did our last. I'm 100 pounds heavier since we did our last thing. So they told me, oh yeah, post COVID you have, liver damage, heart damage because of COVID. Here's 4 pills for the heart. Here's prednisone because it gave you an autoimmune. Here's methyl, blah, 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 blah. I was trying to deny and say, no, no, no. Here's antifungal because you have aspergillosis because your immune system low. I mean, it was nuts. And then you know what I did? I'm going to be real. This is the first time I'm saying it. And I don't know how you feel about it, medicinal sacrament, but I said, you know what? To hell with this medication. I'm going to go on my own journey. And I did my ceremonies. I took a microdose and then I took almost a hero's dose of mushrooms of psilocybin with the intent to heal
I,
I had pneumonia for 4 months to heal my body and to get out of that. So crazy enough. I mean, it's on like the x-ray and the MRI. I got the pneumonia within 4 weeks. The lady goes, I don't believe it. Go get some more, doctors, go get more x-rays. No pneumonia, no fungal infection. Everything was done except for the G. However, I do believe that has to do with, and it's interesting you're talking about clearing chakras. I think it has to do with what I need to work on, and I am working on in my heart chakra region, right? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I think the electricity, yeah. So it's so intriguing to me because the prednisone no joke, like, and it made me gain so much, blah, blah, blah. And so now I know that a lot of people, including my mom, like I have to hide it sometimes that I'm not fully medicated from the doctors know best, because they're like, oh my God, they said, oh, she has a 32% chance of living because, my heart, whatever, after COVID. But,
Can't
it's
listen to
like, I
that.
wanted to talk to you about that. It's what they say is not the truth. And me and you had already had this conversation. So I would love to hear, like, your situation, and if you're still putting all those pharmaceuticals, what tell me anything that you can, because I thought that was intriguing. You can with that, and that's like my thing I've been wanting to tell you.
I got an autoimmune disease after I had my daughter. I had a rapid heart rate. We weren't sure what caused it, but after I went into labor, I had a rapid heart rate and developed high blood pressure. It's an anomaly that can happen when you go into labor, and mine never went away. And then I got on.
Yeah, can I ask you that? Did you have something like called preeclampsia during that labor?
No,
Okay.
all through pregnancy, I was totally healthy, and then all this started when I went into labor. And
Okay.
so,
How
get
did
on.
they detect autoimmune?
Well, here's what happened. I got put on a beta blocker for my heart, and then that immediately set off an autoimmune disease in me. Within a week of taking it, I already developed psoriasis, and it just looked like a little spot on my knee, and
Oh,
it was
yes. Oh my God.
stopping stopping it did not get rid of it. I was on it for all these years. They told me I found out I was going to be on it forever, years after I got put on it, because they don't tell you what the side effects are going to be of medication.
Exactly.
And when you're trying all these medicines, when you finally find one that works, which it was the first medication that worked for me,
Okay.
didn't make me sick and so on, I was so happy. And then all of a sudden it sets off an autoimmune disease, but I didn't find out till later on that that's what caused it. And so
Can you
psoriasis.
believe that? Can you believe that they don't tell you that an actual drug can set off an autoimmune and can give you diabetes and prediabetes and I
Awful.
just think it's unfair. Yeah, there's the fine print, but I don't think in the fine print it's going to say, hey, you know what? This is really likely to do that. So
Yep.
did you? Okay, go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you, but did they name like rheumatoid arthritis? Did they name the autoimmune, or it was just a
Um,
specific antibody that your body's gonna?
they said I had psoriasis, and it turned into the rheumatoid arthritis. I got rheumatoid arthritis and rheumatoid psoriasis from it. Um, uh, so I just recently got off the propranolol, but I still have the psoriasis. But they wanted to put me on medicines for the psoriasis, which is super harsh on the liver, which I was already having
Yeah.
fatty disease from my weight, which I got rid of that. But I'll get into how I lost the weight. It's really a crazy story. Um,
Okay.
anyways, so yeah, I didn't want to get on harsh medicines for psoriasis, so I just let my psoriasis go and let it be, let it show. And it's embarrassing and it's horrible. It feels awful, but I don't want to get on another harsh medicine. I just got off this heart medicine, which they said I would be on forever. Even the heart doctor said, don't get off it. I won myself
That's
off.
my question to you. That is my so important question, baby, is that yes. Okay, so that is my conundrum right now. I did it for 3 weeks and then I kind of let my mom, I got talked. What do you think the answer is? I really think that, to be honest, if the satellites blow up and we don't have money or prescriptions, what are we going to do? We don't have pills anyways.
I think,
So
yeah,
are you stopping a heart medication? Because the same thing for me,
I
beta
stopped.
blockers. Same.
I I completely stopped, but I knew I would have to take special care of myself, but it's within you. You have to decide and say, I'm going to do it and do it. And, you have to be careful. If you're having severe side effects, maybe take longer to wean down, but I just weaned down over like 2 months. I would take less and less, and then I just stopped. And pretty much, well, like if I get a cold or something, I'll notice my heart racing, but I'll take the time to slow down and breathe, sit down, because I don't want to ever have to get on that again. And so
Yeah.
far, good. I've been off it like 6 months, and I'm doing really good. So, and they
So
said I
you're
would be
like,
forever. So I think it
yeah,
depends on what you want, what you're willing to do. And if you want it, yeah, you can do it. I think you just take special care of yourself, be on a diet, whatever's going to help you, do it, you know?
I, I think I'll be real with you. I was 260, now I'm like 230 because I'm coming down. And what I did again is my intentions with the medicinal sacrament. Swear to God, it sounds crazy. But I did. I made
Yeah.
the intention. I said body and I hypnotized. I went to subliminal sleep every night. And it's like, I started to change obvious habits, but it was the medicine. I wasn't doing anything too crazy to gain the weight. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So what did you do? Is it about, and I wish we had a lease on this, like, is it about programming, putting into your mind that, and also the weird things from the medicine is my opinion that was making us, or me, what I'm saying, hang on to it unnaturally.
Yeah, and I know that I've been learning about the placebo effect, and it can really,
Yeah.
I mean, not saying that these are placebo effects, but you can trick your mind into whatever you want, and I've
Do
been
you
told.
know what I think about that? I
Hmm.
have this conversation with the Capricorn all the time. I think, and it's funny to me because this is why when people say, oh, Reiki, you're a phony, I say, no, you know why? Reiki, placebo effect. Placebo effect is proven by scientists. If it's your imagination or if it's energy, it doesn't matter. You're getting healed. You know what I'm
I,
saying?
I
So, like,
a lot. I even have been getting my license online. I've been studying it for months now, and it definitely flows. I help people from far away all the time. I help Joe at work. I've helped myself. It's really amazing. So it's
I don't
omnipresent.
know if you remember, but like, I don't know. There was this a couple months back. I was so in chaos. I can't remember. I was in the house, whatever. I You had mentioned, and I was quickly reading, all frantic, in that space, in that dark night of the soul. I felt the Reiki vibrational energy from you, and I hope I put that in my weird Google Talk rambling. I was like, damn, I really do it as I do now. Feel the warmth, and I'm so freaking glad that you're doing that because that's awesome. Like, have you tell me about that? Like, you're taking classes, that's awesome. You want to become a master? Like, you want to be a
Yeah,
master Reiki
yeah.
healer?
Well, ever since I was little, I would always like do this stuff with my hands, and my mom would feel energy coming from my hands. I would always like, "Do you feel this? Do you feel this?" And my
Yeah.
family would feel it big time. And me and my friends moved paper one time with our hands in our room. I swear,
Yeah.
and no
Yeah.
wind and paper with our hands. I swear. Um,
Baby, I with water, you
always.
got to try with water one time. If you
What's
hold
that?
your hand, I know you can do it like just by yourself when you're feeling really like energy. If you hold your hand above water, I promise you, you'll see these little concentrical rings start to form. It's like I got into looking at all that, like water bending and things, because, the first thing of Reiki, when you
Yep.
can tell that there's a ball of energy there. Anyway,
Yep.
so that's bad. So you've been healing people even
Yeah.
through the,
Yeah, and
okay.
I really got into crystals, and I couldn't believe how I'm using these crystals to help unblock my chakras, which, I don't even know how it got started. And then my mom sent me these necklaces that my grandpa made. He was dealing with crystals and selling crystals, making crystal necklaces and stuff, and she sent me one. But I really got into buying crystals and using them for different things, programming them. I just can't even tell you how powerful they are. I did
So
that.
powerful.
I
You know
got
what
sick.
I was doing?
What?
I was doing my Pisces thing. I jumped into it and thought because I was using them the way that I thought, I think I was overclouding and because I was putting a whole bunch of them without any intention and different kinds, like tiger eye with things that are supposed to protect, you know what I mean? And like not having any clear quartz, which is right here. So I love that. I love that. And it's cute that I love that you're like, you did it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you got the information behind the crystals.
Well,
And man, you know what's crazy?
what?
I am so, not embarrassed anymore. And you always like, you spearheaded me being able to talk about what I used to think, oh God, it's tough. Is one time I was deep in meditation and I heard them sing, girl, it was beautiful. The crystals
Wow.
actually had a song.
That is amazing.
So I thought it was nuts. I looked it up and apparently, yes, not the human ears are not supposed to hear them, but they do have songs and it sounded, I can't even describe. And so, yeah,
Yeah.
the things that go on that people think are crazy, they're gonna, that's the way I'm so glad to get back out here with you because that's the way to change this shit that's
I
getting worse every day, you
so
know?
I know being out here in Florida where it's just my immediate family and not a lot of friends, I have a lot of time to when I'm not busy with them, which I'm always busy with them, is I've gotten
Yeah,
into studying about things I want to learn about, and I look up conspiracy theories because I like learning about anything and everything. So it brought me to
me
looking at
too.
this page, had all these conspiracies, and it said focus 10 on there. and that stood out to me. So I looked up Focus 10, and it led me to the Monroe Institute, which led me to the Gateway tapes. Have you heard of those?
Yes, girl. Wait,
Oh,
how come
um,
all of a sudden there's like a little black thing on your face and then it went away? Oh no, no, a shadow like went on your face for a second. That was so
oh,
weird. I was like, wait. All don't cut us off when we're talking about some stuff. Yes, and I've
oh,
been really wanting to be actually a student for the Monroe Institute. I'm fascinated by all that. I know that our government has always used remote viewing, blah blah blah. Yes, so tell
I
me more. I love
love
it.
thing. I've always wanted to learn about it. I couldn't believe it because I was wanting to learn about it, and then I got led to this, and then I found the Gateway tapes, not the originals, which I think is super important to get a hold of the originals because I think that there's a lot of negativity in the ones that you find online, which I got into and I listened to, and I was actually having. When I was listening to them, I would have a couple of days of psychic issues, with,
Back
you know,
thing.
it was very negative.
Okay.
But when I started studying it and listening to sounds on my own and meditating, you wouldn't believe it. I started having um, these experiences in the night when I would wake up in the vibration state when your body's ready to astral project. Um,
Yeah.
you know, about all
Would
this,
you
and all
like
I was
pop
doing,
out?
yeah, like I was studying it, and then I'd never heard of guides before, talking to your guides, and all I did was ask. I asked one time if they could help me. All I just said it. Can you help me? And that night I woke up in the vibe state, which is where your body is vibrating. And let me tell you, I would have never ever fully understood until I went through it. The most real amazing experience of my life, the most eye-opening thing I've ever been through. My body was vibrating. I heard this loud buzzing sound,
In
and
the inside, right? Like actually vibrating. Yes.
it felt like my body was shaking, but it wasn't. It was like trembling, and I woke up and I was looking at Joe, and I heard this loud buzzing of bees, and I got really excited, and I got up and got
Awesome.
And then from then on, I was doing that. I would wake up every night in the vibe state, but I'm so tired at the end of the day. You have to be awake enough. If you fall asleep, you're going to unconsciously project. And I know that's happened to me a lot because I wake up with these profound messages and things about life. Like I got messages about the food we're eating is poison.
Yep.
Um,
That's part of the
I,
autoimmune, by the way. We'll go through that later in a minute.
yeah, so
Totally, totally part of the autoimmune. I think that that is so much worse, all this stuff, the food and the messages. But let
yeah,
me ask you real quick, I've only gotten to that point. Have you actually consciously gone to the astral realm? I will be real with you. That's my fear base. I'm still fearful. So I asked my spirit guide, not, but I can lucid dream. I've done that where I'm like, oh, hey, I'm in a
that's
dream. And
happened
I think that's a different timeline.
only happened to me recently, and it was so weird, and the people, like, I knew I was, and I'd heard that people can look weird and people weren't looking right, and it was a very odd dream, and I realized I was like, I wasn't digging the dream, so I stopped it.
Yes.
But I
It
haven't
felt
actually.
eerie, right?
I knew I needed to do my studying before I went ahead and did it, but even though I'm there every night, listen, I knew I wanted to, but I was too tired. But I've been doing a lot of things. I even did the Mind Valley thing where you learn all about it and the different techniques. But I knew I needed to learn all about it, like sleep paralysis, all the different things I studied.
Yeah.
But now I really don't have the fear. I am like, when it happens, I'm totally ready.
Good
Um,
girl. All you got to do then is just keep on doing that like
yeah,
repetitive practice. Please tell me how the first time. Hey, you just brought something up that I wanted to ask you. Oh my gosh, about the Mind Valley thing about oh shoot. It was something that you said and I wanted to ask about oh my gosh. Oh gosh, of course I'm gonna forget. Well, I want you to go on, but the other thing is in the lucid dream that we're talking about, the eerie thing. Have you thought at all gone down the rabbit hole about that could be a different like in the multiverse that could be a different existence that is kind of reality as reality is or whatever I'm trying to say.
yeah, I don't know. It could be like I haven't.
Like
I've heard some crazy things like the in between, but I don't know what it was.
yeah,
I haven't done a lot of studying on lucid dreaming. I just went straight to the remote viewing and astral projection, but I learned lucid dreaming is a very important part in that. But like I said, I'm so tired at the end of the day that I crash so hard that that's why I have not done it yet. Like, but I know I have. Let me tell
Yeah,
you. So this one night I was asleep, and I was wanting to, but I was so tired. But if you're doing it unconsciously, you could come to your body and try to wake yourself up, and that happened to me. I was asleep, and I think this is what happened. I'm asleep in bed, and I feel in my head, in here, knock, 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 knock on my head. I felt the pressure, and I heard and felt a knocking, like something was knocking in my head to wake me up. I eyes came open. I look around, nothing's going on, not in the vibe state. I close my eyes, and it happens again. Like something is in my head knocking and trying to wake me up. Like I feel like I was trying to wake myself up so I could have the experience, because you have to be consciously
yeah,
alert, consciously project. I'm telling it
for
was
sure.
so crazy. And I was
That
like,
is so
but
crazy.
after I started having these mystical experiences, my weight loss happened so easy.
Oh my
Um,
God. Yep.
um,
There you
I'm telling you, like after this, my weight just started falling off after I started having these experiences. But I hear you get help and everything from like your guides and stuff. I swear mine have been helping me. I don't
so
know.
much.
They know me,
So much.
but
And
I've,
you know what? I was going to ask you, about the whole weight loss and what you're saying. What's interesting with my thing is I was going to tell you, like, a silly person, I pulled back from all my spiritual thing because I thought, oh God, I need the doctor, blah, 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 right? So I feel like it's so crazy just within the last 4 weeks that I've really gotten like, F this, I'm going to do what I know, what when my ancestors even have been coming through, like in dreams and things like that. I'm gonna do this. And yeah, I put it in an intention, true, like
yeah,
lose weight, but it's absolutely the truth that I believe that that's what hypnotism is. You know how people say, come to me and I'll hypnotize you for no smoking or weight loss? I believe they're just basically tapping them into that astral world, like kind of shoving them in, along with programming too,
yeah, talking
you
to
know.
your conscious, and you can do that too by saying I am, or I've been telling myself with my autoimmune disease, because I am getting rid of it. Sometimes I get rid of it.
Yeah.
I don't get rid of it, but it gets a lot better. Like the inflammation goes away, and then it comes back. But like it's a little bit cold out here if I'm shivering a little. I'll do these affirmations. I say I command my body to heal itself. I command, or I say I am balanced, healing, and whole. I am
Yeah.
healing completely and entirely. I won't say the illness or the sickness because I don't want to trick my body, because my body doesn't know if I'm telling it to or not to. It just knows that I'm saying it. So I won't say illness, sickness. I just say I need to heal my body entirely. I'm not going to say whatever illness. I just don't do that. I
Like
feel
Voldemort shit, the
like,
name we don't say.
yeah, your
Yeah,
body.
and it's, you know what? Joe Dispenza. I'm sure that you
Oh,
know who that is, right?
I love Joe Dispenza. Yeah.
Like, I would love to get and go, honestly. I don't know how much his things are because I know that he's really popular now, but you know what? Dude, that is definitely what I used every day beside the sacrament to heal that pneumonia that they told me, oh, you know what? They told me straight up, I have
That's
it written there, you're probably gonna die. And I'm like, okay. They're like, we don't have any antibiotic, we don't have any of this. And I just love that you say the thing that's perfect, the I am already.
yeah.
Like I am, not like I need to be, I want to be, you know
I
what I'm
love that
saying?
you tried that. I've been wanting to, but I don't think it's legal here, so I really can't. Is it legal there for you to do that?
It is. It is. And so it just so happened, and that's why I did never do it before, because when I was a teenager, yeah, I went to raves. I did acid and mushrooms a couple times, but it was for fun. And this is a
Yeah.
total different
Yeah.
journey, right? And so I researched it like before I even talked to you guys, like from 2020, and they said no, Colorado, and Kentucky and Florida for just ayahuasca. That's
Mm.
really heavy.
Oh
I
wow.
might be, yeah, into that journey. However, I was waiting for psilocybin to be, and they did it in our county that we live in right
Yeah.
now. So it's so weird to go in there to a dispensary, but there is like some old ladies I was talking to. There's like people that say, you know what? I was agoraphobic and I couldn't leave my house, and now I can. And there's people that have cancer that said, yeah, I was given 6 months to live 4 years ago. and they're off of chemo and they're just on the psilocybin. It's like, I'm not pushing that if anyone's listening to this on YouTube at all. I'm saying mind over matter maybe is what people need to look to.
I had severe depression and I ended up, you know,
sorry, girl. Are you still there? Wait.
Yep.
Wait. Okay, hold on a second. Hello?
I'm here.
Hi, baby. Hold on. I'm live, but I can, if you don't mind. You want me to open the door? Do you need something? Okay. Hold on. You can see my son. And my messy closet. Oh, come in. I'm finally, I pushed myself. Come in. Yes, come in. Yes. Laundry was a success.
Except 3 just white like the bags.
Okay.
We're bringing it all in. We're actually late to go to Julie's house for pizza and movie night.
Okay, yeah, just bring it all in and leave downstairs.
Okay, and you'll sort through it?
Yes, of course, and I'll hold it. Thank you. You're a rock star. Tell Julia's parents I said hi. Love you. Thank you. Okay. I thought I could get him to make a little appearance there. He he was adult today.
Oh.
Because like you said, I won't go into my story, but yes, I have not licked the autoimmune thing yet with the natural things, but have I been able to have it be manageable? Yeah, because I was like, I swear to God, if I didn't, I was going to just be one of those people that stayed in bed and didn't do shit ever. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm able to manage. Like last week I was, but getting out of it and finding intervals for, you know, that syndrome or whatever that's within our bodies. You know what I mean?
I want to tell you, I don't know if you've done this before, but I learned a lot about fasting also, which I've been doing. If you can fast for as many hours a day as possible, it's so healing. If you can, it's hard. Like it's super hard for me. I need my food, but it is so healing. And I always heal up so much when I fast.
And then I just did it for the first time last week. And I got to ask you, fucking dude. Okay, so I thought it was going to be easier than it was. And I go, oh, one day I'm fine, dude. On hour 13, I was like walking by the refrigerator going, oh my God. And yeah, and I felt so much spiritually more cleansed. My chakras felt cleansed.
Yeah.
My, you know, issues in my body. So that's, when did you begin and how long has your longest been? What do you do when you're fasting? Do you do just water, lemon, and what do you do?
Yeah, just water. I started last summer and since last summer, I've lost 65 pounds. I gained a little bit back. Yeah, I can't even believe how much weight I lost and it just happened so fast. I started fasting and then when I would try to eat regular food, it started tasting like I could taste chemicals and everything. It's like something tasted wrong with everything. So I was eating a lot of fruit, a lot of yogurt, like, cause I would have, like when I first started fasting, after I would get home and I would just like, I wouldn't eat all night. I would go to work. I wouldn't eat. And then when I would get home, I would be so starved. I would just eat so much. I would like eat a candy bar. I would eat, you know, leftover tacos, whatever. And then I would feel so crappy and sick. So I started eating fruit and yogurt when I would get home and I would eat a lot of it, but I would be something that's healthier. And it just helps so much.
It's unbelievable because it's so it's huge. Like, I mean, a lot of people, it's controversial because they will consider that like anorexia, but when we're using it for what we're using it for, I completely understand. Like, and it's weird because I'm having an issue with my poor daughter. She is actually getting help, which I'm proud of. She's going to be going to an eating disorder clinic from the other opposite because she's under 100 pounds and she needs to gain. And so it's very weird. But I'm really just out in the open person. I'm an authentic person. We're so close. We talk about the differences between, you know, what this is. This is not like, oh, mommy needs to fast because I'm fat. No, there's so many different reasons. I think it clears out what you were saying, like that shit, the stuff in the candy bars, the chemicals. I even feel sometimes like these vitamin waters, they got it for me. I feel like I was drinking this and I'm like, dang, I don't even know if I can do these kind of things anymore for myself, because I can just, like you said, it seems like the more you cleanse, the more your spongy body or soul feels the nastiness, right?
Absolutely.
Like that around us.
That's
crazy.
true, I know. Yeah, well, I'm glad she's getting the help. I'm sorry to hear that, but I know.
That's another big reason why I've been MIA.
It's tough, but I'm glad she's getting the help.
And I wanted to talk to you because I cut you off, sorry, when he knocked on the door about depression, because that is something that her and I.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah, tell me. It's been a battle, right? So many people call and say, I want to end my life. My mailman is my client. And he says, I just don't feel like I'm worth anyone else, like everyone else is worth. I go, that's how everyone feels and no one knows it,
And
you know?
it's weird, like when you're having these awakenings and stuff, how you notice everything else so much more and everything seems so intense. Like stuff can hit you way harder than it ever hit you. Like you're
Yeah.
like, wow, and you notice things you never noticed before. It's really hard. But so
Um,
I had depression.
humble,
Yeah, yeah,
you know?
breaking out a little.
How do
Okay.
you feel about medication for that kind of thing, for depression and stuff like that? How are you on that end? Because I know that I'm a very open person to that. My daughter has never been on, and she thinks that that may help her. And so I'm not
For
one of
medic,
those people. Yeah, for depression or anxiety, I would never tell somebody not to do that if they think that it helped them. So I'm
well,
just curious, how do you think about that now?
I think you should definitely pay attention to what medicine. I wouldn't exactly like jump on Xanax or anything like that.
Oh no,
I don't,
no,
but
for you though. Like, you know how we were talking about the holistic stuff and removing the pharmaceuticals? Like for you, do you find that that's the same type of thing with the mental health that, you know, in a trajectory for our own decision making, but do you think that for you, that that is a decision to remove as many maybe as you can or no?
medicine?
Yeah, like do
Yeah,
you believe the same kind of concept in medicine with
yeah,
mental health and the physical health? You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
for me, I full gamut, and I
Well,
just feel like to me it did make it worse for me, but that's just me. You know what I'm
see,
saying?
I knew I needed it so bad, and I was so scared, like, because I knew I was having bad trouble and a lot of bad thoughts, and I was so scared that I knew that if I didn't do something, something bad was going to happen. So, if you're in that bad of a place and you need help, I'm all for it. I think that you should get help because eventually I think you'll be clear-headed enough that you can heal yourself at some point and get off of it and be better. Like, I wouldn't be where I am today if I wouldn't have got help. I
I
know.
think that that's true for me too.
So
I
I
think because I did have that in the past,
yeah,
but you're right.
so until
Getting
you
to a
get your
point,
mind where you need to be, I think, if you need to get your mind right, then getting medication is,
I
if
love that.
and if it doesn't work, try a different one. But I think trying things should is definitely a yeah, I would
I
say.
love you said that
Especially when it
because that's why I remain authentic and I love to like talk to organic people like you because you know what? There's not, I'm sorry to tell everybody, there's not one answer or solution. And when you go completely holistic, I feel that that is for a person to make different type of decisions on different
yeah.
spectrums.
I think
Man,
you gotta be at a certain level mentally, physically, like, in your mind. It's a certain point you get in your life when you make that choice. I don't think it's something that works for everybody. I think I was just determined to be healthier without the medication, learning that I was never going to be off of it. I said, there's no way I'm going to allow myself to be on this medication forever. And,
and I don't I'm sure you're the same way. I don't pressure people. Like for instance, my mom, she's the opposite thinker of me. You know, she has like four that I do not pressure anyone to look at me, you do that at all. Like I'm just like, you know what, if it works and that is your journey personally, yours
yeah,
and yours.
I
Okay, that's
agree.
good.
I totally agree.
Well,
Uh,
babe, what a freaking warrior that you have been. I can't, I have questions, but I just want you to tell me the next subject that you want to divulge because this is helping me
well,
immensely.
I pretty much, let me see here. I pretty much talked to you about everything, but the depression thing, like, and how you tried the psilocybin, like, I did that one time years ago, and I had got on medication, had been off for a while, but I still had some depression. I swear, after that, I seriously think that helps depression because I've
I
never the depression I ever had before. I have not gone back to that ever. And I want to say something has to do with that. And during that time I was smoking, it helped me to not smoke. It tasted so bad. Like it was like, I think it has lots of healing benefits and lots of good things that it can do. I can't wait till it's legal, for reasons for people to have, any medicine that is like that, that can help people. I'm for, you know.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I really I can't say enough about it because I like an idiot, you know, I during COVID decided to start smoking out of stress black and milds outside, you know what I mean? And so that was one thing I used. That's gone. Haven't, you know, just different things. And so yeah, I think that however you can heal
Mm.
is
I know
how.
we started vaping a little bit, and then we quit because Logan was getting to that age where kids were vaping at school. I didn't want him thinking about picking up a vape. So we did for a short time. You get bored, you're home, you find things that
Yeah.
you do. You go through things like that. It's normal.
And
So
I think that the cool thing is that like, I think that a lot of us, we may pretend on, not here, but like other social media, other people might pretend that they're doing things, that they're healing, and that they're always healed. And I like to be honest and be like, hey, dude, you know what? I fell back and I started smoking, and then I had to go do, you know what I mean? Like, I just like to let people know, yeah, I'm a healer, but I don't always, just like a dentist, I'm sure gets
right.
freaking cavities and doesn't go rushing in. You know what I mean? It's like, I
I'm,
think that
I'm
it's
not
the
perfect.
going back up, right?
Yeah.
My thing here's my thingy on my damn wall. I like love it. It's my next tattoo. Maybe it's backward, but fall down 7 times, get up 8.
Oh, I love that.
Like, that's just what I
I've missed
and it's
talking to you so much. I've really missed talking to you. It's been too long, but I totally know it's been crazy. What, year and a half?
yeah,
Really,
so
what?
weird. It just seems like, I guess because I've been dealing with like health, it just seems like it hasn't been that long. But I thought to myself, if I don't like get back into the swing of things, like, yeah, I was feeling that danger, like you said, about what the hell, you know what I'm saying? So dude, I would love to do these impromptu ones. I would love to do the ones where we have things that we know we're going to talk about. I'm mind blown just from the first story you told me, just thinking about how strong people are, you with your family, like with your roof blown off.
Happy, I mean, they all look to me, for their comfort, and I look for their comfort,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
but I have to be the strong one, they look to me, and then like your kids look to you, like even though we're struggling sometimes, and they see us struggle, sometimes it's hard for them, but we just got to be strong,
yeah.
it's
Fine
hard.
feminine. It's hard, I know. I
It,
catch myself like wallowing, and then I'm like, oh, that's right. You know what I mean? Shit.
no, but it's
Oh my
okay.
god. Okay, so about the trip, you know that I have to tell you, we had to change the plans, and now I'm going to bury my grandma in Hawaii. So
Oh,
I'm taking my mom. My grandma died on February the 9th. She
oh,
this is
sorry.
her. Yeah, I love her. I held it in and I wasn't letting it go. And then on April 3rd, the new moon, oh my God, I found out what holding trauma is, because it was only like a month and a half, whatever. And
Mhm.
I just like literally lost it. I looked like a crazy person. I was pacing. I was dropping to my knees, crying. I was talking about to my daughter about all the things, everything bubbled up. So,
Yeah.
she wanted to, nobody did a memorial for her. My mom, I had to act like a mom to my mom. She always wanted to, even though she's not from there or anything, wanted to have ashes or something out there, out somewhere in the ocean. So I said, you know what, Mom, we were going to go to Miami and meet my friend. How about now it's a spiritual journey? So just me and my mom, and she has not been anywhere since my dad passed, like since 2011. So the 26th or the 30th, I'm going to Hawaii with her ashes. And so this is her when she was older. We'll go ahead and just plug her. She's amazing.
Oh,
Aquarius.
oh,
Merla, she was cool as heck. And then this
oh,
is her back in the, I keep this on my desk, like in the
oh, that's
50s.
beautiful. That's
You
beautiful.
you know what's funny as hell? Since I channel, she knows, and so she knew that it was getting kind of like latter days.
Yeah.
About a year ago, she asked, I couldn't believe it because she's skeptic. She goes, "Can you give me a card reading?" I'm like, okay. So she had been married 3 times, and I got this, and I was kind of intimidated, but I got it. I said, Nana, are you afraid that you're gonna go up there and like have to see these 3 people and you're afraid if they'll accept you? And she like started breaking down, like, so that was something that was cool for me while she was alive. She still was kind of skeptical a little bit, but she goes like, if I'm on the other side, don't know, oh my God, how cool is it when as your skeptic matriarch goes over there, and I have the chills. As soon as I broke down and let the, the sadness in, and then I said, my ceremony in spirit, like, God, I let this in. I'm totally able to channel her. Dude, it
Wow.
was crazy.
That
Like
is,
I said, give me a sign, and my son walked around the corner and goes, Mom, I was sitting there and I just, something told me to give you a hug.
Oh
So
my
I was like,
God.
okay,
Oh
when
my.
skeptic grandmas pass over. So that kind of was cool. I know it sounds crazy. Oh, my grandma died and I'm excited. I'm not. But that is why I'm not going yet. I already have a voucher. Check this out. I'm going to send you a screenshot and it says Jessica. And then you know how silly I am. It says, what area, Florida again? Because remember I said, is Miami closer? And you said, no, the other one or whatever. And I forgot what it is. So anyways, there's a Southwest voucher that is there waiting for 278 when I end one of these fine days. I don't know why something's calling me there. Something's calling me there. It might be your soul. I don't know what it is. Something's calling me to Florida for like a year. So anyways, that is my deal. And that I just wanted to sum that up. I could have done that in text or whatever, but I wanted to let you know.
Gonna get here.
Yes. I'm coming close. And you know what? There's been a lot of freaking sales on the airline, even though they say that it's going to be really expensive, but they keep on sending me Southwest like $69. So
check this.
shoot.
I don't know if you have this there. Check Allegiant. I don't know if they have flights there, but I like to go home and back. Like last year, my father came down and went back for $97. But he only I was right. But they have really cheap flights, and they're not so bad. I'll only fly in Allegiant, and it's great. You should see if they have that. Sometimes they're super cheap.
They do, but I don't know where it goes because you know what? My cousin does that when she goes from Stockton, a little ass airport, to Arizona. Yeah, I'm not. I don't even care. I'm not like, oh gosh, I'll sit in the cargo. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not like, I don't know. I'm not a frequent flyer or whatever. But yes, that is.
I'm glad you're going to Hawaii.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm doing that for her and for me, and to put something to rest. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy that I had never had that in my. I still don't know what is going on. Like she was such a matriarch, man, and we had funerals for everybody else. It's strange times right now. So I just have never had to deal with the death and then not that. I think that memorials and funerals are so imperative now. I see because of the closure, not permanently, but at least something that memorializes them and I don't know, closes your heart for a second.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you very intuitive? Like, do you get feelings or thoughts and like it's answered right after? Yeah.
Yes. And sometimes even if I'll tell you what, sometimes I'm so stubborn, I don't like the answer. And I'm like, seriously, spirit, that's how crazy I am right now. And then I'll say it out loud. And it is so nuts because even if I don't agree with it, it'll be true. So yes, I've really, really been practicing what I preach lately. I obviously did that for readings before, but I thought it was a little bit guilty of me to do it for myself. But I'll say all the time, like where's my keys? Or no, like little things
right in front of us. Yeah, we'll ask for our sign. It'll be right there in front of us, and we'll ignore it.
Yep. And speaking of what people call conspiracy theories, like I will inquire about something that I'll be like, man, I knew this was coming. I can't believe how quick this AI crap is coming up. My grandma and I have been talking about that for 20 years about Terminator's really going to go down. Right. And so it's just interesting to me that I'll say like, all right, Nana, like, is it the truth? And then it's funny. It's given to me like this. There's two timelines. Like, hey, yes, there is societies out there in the universe in which they've let their power, greed, control, and computer get smarter. And yes, that's a possibility. It's so weird that these things that I would have considered a conspiracy theory. Yes, I'm even asking spirit now. And I don't go on and say, hey guys, because who knows? There's different timelines. Yeah. But yeah, I have. So how about you? Have you, I just now asked my spirit guide his name, and I've known that he exists. He's this ancient gentleman, like a Japanese type guy, like Mongolian type from like 1062. And I just asked his name and I was freaking blown because he says Genkyo. And I wrote it down and it freaking means something in Japanese and it means koi garden. And the craziest thing is my grandma in her backyard was a koi garden, and like that's where we're going, to a temple with a koi garden to lay her to rest. And I was like, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean that's just so crazy what layers that could be. So are you like that? Like a lot of my friends, I don't know, they're like, Terrence, my spirit guide, and I'm not like that. I just knew that there was a presence in what he looked like.
Yeah, well, I just learned about them fairly recently, and I don't really do a lot of talking to them, but weird day I was watching videos about stuff, and I said, I just said, you know, can you give me a sign? And immediately I was just like, can you give me a sign? And immediately I wasn't knowing what to expect. I wasn't really expecting anything was happening. I was like thinking nothing's gonna happen. Immediately I got a loud, high pitched frequency ring in my right ear. Immediately.
Right?
And that never happened. Like
Uh,
any other, like, well, I've been getting lots of ear ringing at certain times now. Like then I asked for a sign, you know, I said, am I on the right path? Immediately ringing in my ear, you know, but I got to learn more, but I don't know nothing
Well, you
about.
know what that is, don't you? You know what that is? You're okay. So you are very, very, very like smart and logical, even being a Capricorn. So what a lot of people do, which it sounds like Spirit is doing with you, is like Teresa Caputo, for instance, she has specific things that will tell her yes or no. Like if she asks Spirit something, it'll, let's just say, it'll ring in her ear if it's a yes, or nothing if it's a no. Things like that. I don't know if that's what it's going on, but I think they might be trying to form that kind of communication, because mine are silly. They know that I'm a silly, abstract kind of,
Yeah.
like the thing I just explained to you. Like they know that I can kind of pick it up that way.
I
But
must.
a lot of people get ear ringing for that.
Yeah, like I'll muscle test questions. Like if I fall backward, it's a no. If I lean forward, it's a yes. I don't do that a whole lot, but then just recently, like with my necklace that I got from my grandpa, from my mom, that was my grandpa's. Excuse me. I've been doing the pendulum for the first time ever, and it's so amazing. Like, is that
Amazing,
can you
right?
explain? Is that me? Like I
Girl,
sure I'm not moving, but is that our higher self, or what is that? Like, what is?
that is the energy force of, that's chi, okay? And what you're doing is you are using yours to put it to where you want it directed on the body, or the answer the question. I have chills all over my body because I just started doing this too, because when I first messed with it, it was so profound because it really was true. Because have you done when you can put it
Well,
over your different chakra points?
I haven't done that. All I've done is like hold it over my hand, I clear it completely, and then it will become totally still. I'll
Yeah.
tell it circle for yes, line back and forth for no, and then I'll ask questions. But I haven't done that, but I would like to.
Yep.
Most of the time I
That's
use
interesting.
crystals for
I
chakra.
haven't done what you did, and then I want you to do what I'm going to tell you to do. Like I'm going to try that, okay?
Okay.
Because I know it's going to work. And then the one thing that I want you to see how trippy this is you can do it on your husband, you can do it on yourself, because it really is true. You hold them over each chakra point, and you know what you just did, how you know how you gave it a guidance, like this for left, whatever. You give it a guidance, clockwise, whatever, and or it'll give it to you. It gave it to me. It's like, so certain chakra points, it was so amazing because it would start going back and forth, which was like healthy. And then one of them, my
Oh,
husband's
yeah, I want.
throat chakra, it
Mhm.
went like this, and it looked angry. And because he admits he doesn't have expression. So that right there was integral in my part. Maybe it'll help you with, what we're trying to heal within our physical body, because, you put it over confidence, your solar plexus, or whatever it is. And
Yeah.
I could not believe it. I mean, for weeks and weeks, I hate to say it, but Spirit knows how I am. I would like test it. I'd be like,
Yeah.
no, pendulums and rocks can't be true. I mean, and I'm way 7 years into my spiritual journey, because it just blows the mind
I
that
know.
this stuff is true and that nobody's using it, or it seems like it.
I
You
know.
know?
It is mind blowing for real, but it's
Yeah,
so real. Like
so
if
real.
and I am logical, but I also truly believe in everything, honestly.
Yeah.
But I still get mind blown. I'm just
Yeah.
like, so is so you're
Okay.
supposed to, are you telling it to, like, what do we do about the
You're
chakras? Do
checking in. You're
like,
checking in with your energy points, with your chakras. Like, how you were talking about clearing. Basically, a lot of people use, you would clear the crystal, or what you're using, which I think is beautiful. If you use that, I love to do that too.
yeah,
Do something that means something to me. And I thought about your necklace you told me the other day. I mean, I'm in that other video where we were talking about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
mhm,
So anyway, you clear that, make sure there's clear energy, steady yourself and stuff, can't be chaotic. And what it's going to do is, based on you just in that void, that meditative, like you said, you explained it better, you're going to be still, and it's going to do the reaction without you
okay,
doing anything. Even if you, because what it is in the beginning, I would say, okay, is it me telling it to go like this or whatever? It's not, because you're going to notice that there's different patterns. It'll definitely do circles. It'll go back and forth. And the one I find to be completely odd, which it's only done it once, was it was like this. It would not move. Even when I tried to swing it, it would swing and go,
I've seen
okay.
stuff like that where it'll go totally still. It's moving, and then all of a sudden I see something and it goes totally still.
I think that's a blockage. Just mine, but you can, what I want to say is,
No,
I think that there's no rule for it. So whatever you are intuiting, it is telling you with the certain movements, then it'll start to do that pattern to let you know about your body. So very, very, very interesting when you do that.
yeah.
It was so funny because, just to be completely frank and weird, like at the time I was so, tripped out, and Aaron was like, yeah, that is crazy. Let me try, And so it was so funny. We were getting along at the time, like sexually, and like, you go down where you're, and it's all like happy. And so you could test certain things. And like, I did it to my mom because I knew she was depressed and feeling insecure. And then, and the heart, it did something really like trippy on her heart chakra because she was mourning. I find that divination to be very beautiful. And I'm like you. I don't even know how to say how fascinating it is when I find these kind of modalities. Like, have you ever done dowsing rods? I've never done those. I hear those are amazing.
I haven't, but I'm open to doing all that. I love it all.
Oh,
I'm amazed.
I would love to be blessed by a shaman too, because I've seen these documentaries, and I used to think that is made up, but of course, nothing in life, nothing you could tell me. I would say possible. Yep.
Right.
My husband. Who cares? Possible reptilian. No, I'm just kidding. But like, I'm just saying, like, it's just so weird these days.
I've been thinking a lot of that because I don't know how.
It's too weird. It's too weird. Like, yeah, I'm just like,
I could believe anything at this point.
And anything. Yeah, I would believe any freaking thing. And I forgot what I was talking about the chakras.
I'm sorry.
I was talking about
that you'd like to be blessed by a shaman, you said.
Okay. Yes, because I was watching these documentaries, and I used to think it was BS, but now I think it's true, where they would be blessed and they would vomit black tar. Wow. And they were saying that what that was energy, negative energy blocked and stored in their life force chi. And so now I'm like, hey, trying to expel that myself. Like, I even wear those salon paws on my feet, and just like anything to do holistically, but also that I think it's great that we're doing work on our own. I think it's freaking awesome that you're like looking into Monroe Institute and getting Reiki Master. I need to start stepping up my go back to school game. I need to like go into it,
summer. Yeah, you should. This summer, I want to do so many things, and I just like, how am I going to do it all? But I'm not going to be working as much. But I feel like, real quick, about like the A word, the medicine, the Akeusa, what's it called?
Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca, sorry. Anyways, I feel like that throws people into like astral projection, because a lot of them have these experiences where they'll see like a past life or their soul, their cosmic family. I feel like, I don't personally need that to have experiences, because I feel like I'm so close to having these experiences that I'm want to have and that I'm already starting to have. But I don't feel like I need that. But even though I want to know, but I feel like certain people do need that. But it opens up to things you never knew were possible that I already know and believe.
I think we did it the slow way, girl. I think we took the long, slow road, because a lot of people go there with addictions. They go, I'm going to kill myself. I'm not into spirituality. And then, yes, it opens, and they don't even believe in God, blah, 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 blah. That's why I said to you, it was weird because, I mean, I'm not called to it. I think it's a great thing, though, for people to do that are in need. And the psilocybin, I think, is a different type of beautiful plant medicine that can be used in so much smaller increments and with intent.
Totally.
But sometimes I think that the ayahuasca is a trip. If you're not ready, like maybe they're just I've
heard people stories where they met their cosmic family and wanted to channel through them and everything, and other people were seeing it in their experience. It's like it's crazy.
Yeah, that's a whole, we should do a video on that, because that my best friend from back in the day would never come on here and admit it. She's a Leo, but that's when I knew that doing acid and mushrooms when we were about 17 years old in 1994. That's when I knew that it wasn't just a drug, it was spiritual, because I was like, what? How are we seeing the same thing? It didn't make sense. And then we tried an experiment. Like, she went into this house, I went to this house. It was so weird. You know what I'm saying? The same downloads, the same things. It just very, very intriguing to me. So yeah, there's a lot I think that could be explored with that. I think that also you got to be really careful because that purges a lot. You know, the ayahuasca stuff is very potent. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like I think the awakenings and stuff are a little bit wow. Like I don't want to necessarily have I mean, I have had awakenings, but not like a Kundalini awakening. I don't want it. I don't think I want that. I'm not. I think I have way too much going on to deal with that.
Yeah. I think that what you explained when you were in the bed, that was part of a Kundalini awakening. And I think that all this stuff that we're talking about is like the part of the dark nights of the soul, you know?
Like I've had a crazy awakening over the past 3 years, but like, and I've dealt with a lot, but I don't want to deal with any more trauma than I'm already dealing with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you know what's cool about the number one rule? Ask, like, say, you know what, I'm not ready to even know about any of that, and it's cool. Like, they can put a veil as much as they can open your eyes, I think.
Yeah, it's wild.
So wild, girl. It's like, yeah.
I'm really glad we talked, but my battery's getting low.
I know. I can't believe I'm knocking your ear off and it's been an hour. I just was so anxious and so happy it worked. I love you to death, girl, and you like just really, like, I just wanted to say thank you. I'll let you go, and you let me know if you'd like to do this. I would do this a million times. I was thinking about even doing like a daily podcast thing again to get myself back into it.
You should.
So,
you should. Even if it's a few minutes a day just to get yourself, I want you.
Right?
So
okay.
if you want to message me, and if you got questions, just let me know.
You are like the best ever. Okay, my love.
All right. Love you. Talk to you.
Sending so much love. Love you too. This is amazing. Bye, honey. If I can fill with this thing and get it off of here.
All right.